What's up guys, it's Light Spiral here, and today I'm making a video where I'm going to be showcasing a couple of different ways to make a sub 1 minute fire B10 team. Now it's all Ashby dungeon this weekend, so I was kind of just going through all the dungeons and seeing if I can make a new record for my times. And I thought of some ways to make a fast team. So here's the first team I'll show. There's a ton of different variety you could use here. That's why I'm going to show you a couple different team variations with whatever to make a fast fire B10 run. So this variation right here might not be my fastest possible. I'm thinking this is probably my fastest, and if it's not the fastest, it's definitely the fastest and safest, if that makes sense. Like, it's my safest team that's fast, that's really fast, because the Spectra in here. So you'll see that this should be over pretty quick if I can get a time to loot. It's a shame that all my guys used their skills when there wasn't defense break or attack buff. That's gonna bring the run time down a little bit, so that's a little bit of a shame. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is still gonna be under a minute, even with all the derps that just happened. 55 seconds. Okay, well, there's a new best time. So there's one easy option. 3 of these guys are farmable. Galleon and Hua are not. And Galleon is going to be in every one of the teams you see because he's too good for speed teams. So if you guys don't have a Galleon, I'm sorry. I don't know how you're going to make an under 1 minute team without Galleon personally. But you can do it with this. I'll show you it with Theomars. My Theomars has very bad runes. But this is a team that's all farmable except Galleon, and I know some people don't like to say Theomars is farmable because he, like, you still have to like summon for it, and it takes a long time, and like I still don't have an Amir, even though I have 3 Theomars and 3 Tessarians. I don't have an Amir yet, so I could see where you could definitely argue that it's not farmable if it's one of the Ifrits, and if you don't have Theo, it's okay because I'll show you another option which you might have. And okay, so I got the defense break. I didn't get the slow on the right crystal, but that's not the bomb crystal though. That's the stun crystal. But it's nice to get that off. But this team will surely be under a minute too, even though I think Hua is better than Theomars for this, just because the attack age reduction makes it a lot safer. But it still works plenty safe without Hua, is what I'm finding out. Man, it's like that last little sliver of health took a while because I couldn't get a defense break on. And it's under a minute. So there, if you have Galleon, and this is technically an all farmable team if you want to call Theo farmable. Who else could I put in? I could do it with double Huas, which is not farmable, but some people, I know a lot of people build double Huas, and I built double Huas. One of my Huas, the one that moves second, so this one that's in the leader skill slot, that one is built for Necro, so it has like no speed. So there is a chance this won't be under a minute. It might be under a minute, I don't know exactly. But basically I'm just trying to show you that to make a Fire B10 team under a minute, it is not that hard. Like, you don't have to like ruin your monster specifically to make this team. It's just like Galleon and your 4 best damage dealers. And if you can't clear it, if you don't have a good enough success rate when you're doing this, all that it means is that you don't have enough damage yet. So whether that means you need to put a different monster in, or your runes aren't good enough, then you got to figure it out. But these teams are definitely going to be 100%. All these teams that I'm showing you. I killed the boss too quick for them to not be 100%, and the boss didn't do enough damage back to me. So there's 55 seconds with double Huas. It's like, it's literally just Galleon and 4 damage healers that aren't wind. So, like, Lucian is not going to be good in this. But dots are not going to be the way to go in this. Like, using, like, Beretta is not going to be fast in this. And, like, if you want to try and run a fast team that isn't necessarily under a minute, then there's a ton more you can do. Like, I'll take out this Hua, and, like, let's say this team with Verd. Like, let me make sure this is the right Hua that I have in. Okay, well, I clicked off of it. My bad. So, that's the right Hua. This team, if you have these guys, is an extremely safe team, and it's still relatively fast. Off the top of my head, I'll guess this is probably like a minute and a half run. Or more or less. I don't know, minute 20, something like that. It'll probably be somewhere around there. But this will never lose, unless you just have really bad runes. But if you're trying to do no healer B10 teams, hopefully you're going to have some decent runes, because, like, if you don't have good runes, you're not going to be able to do any of the B10 dungeons without a healer or some kind of support. Galleon and Verd are both supports. That's why this team is still fast, but it's not insanely fast because Verd doesn't do enough damage. Even though he gives you turns, he doesn't do any damage, so he's not going to do a lot other than make this run insanely safe. But you'll see how fast this is just in now. And I'll show you guys my runes. Oh, okay, well, never mind. I said this is going to be like a minute 30. This was my new record. So, well, it works with Verd too. So, I'll show you the runes, and I'll probably call it after that. And so, did I show you Spectra? If not, here's my Spectra. I'm not going to go over all the runes. I'll just you can see the stats. You can pause whenever you want. I have him on speed, crit rate, and HP. I'm hoping to switch it to crit damage soon. Here's my Galleon. He's got a shield set, just something to take note of. If you're having trouble succeeding without a healer, shield sets can be really helpful. There's the stats. I have him on speed, HP, and HP. Then I have my Susanoo, who's not that wellly ruined. Like, his crit damage isn't very high, but he still puts out good damage. So I actually really do like Susanoo, and I do recommend him. And I also would like for you guys to take note that there's a shield set on him, so shield does help if you can't beat it. Here's the stats on attack, crit rate, and attack. I want to move him to crit damage too, but I don't have nearly enough crit rate to put on my crit damage. Then here's my Sig, who again has a shield set. So this team has 3 shield sets on it. Just, in case you guys were wondering. And you can see the stats. I have him on speed, crit damage, and attack. And then here's my first Hua. This is my Hua that is better in like these dungeons. It's on that with speed, it's attack, crit rate, and attack. Then here's my other Hua, my Necro Hua. It's on violent with attack, crit damage, and attack. And then I got my Theo, who's on these runes. These are the runes I was saying they're not very good. It is violent with speed, crit rate, and attack. And then the last monster is Verd with revenge set. That's the only significant one. And it's on speed, crit rate, and HP. But so that's really it for the video. If there's any other kind of video you kind of want to see, be sure to tell me in the comments. Any sub 1 minute videos, you tell me in the comments. The only dungeons I can't get sub 1 minute on is Dragons, Necro, Water B10, and Wind B10. So if there's anything else you want to see, tell me in the comments and I'll be happy to make a video on it. But that's all I have for today though, guys. So may the best year today's be the worst year tomorrow's.